Hello, yes, it's a Yorkshireman, now living in Wales, and I'm back again. So, bit of a big day today, I suppose, because I got a reply from the Welsh Government about my complaint about the First Minister. So, a little bit of a recap. If you need to know more, you can look at the other video. So, I made my complaint, a formal complaint, on the 8th of November. On the 28th of November, I finally got a reply from the Welsh Government. So it only took them 20 days. So normally I'd expect for an in-depth investigation to take place. Now, remember, of course, that the Welsh Government and everybody else and the public servants who we pay want us to believe that they can be trusted and they are beyond reproach. And ethically, they are the cleanest of the clean, right? That is what I believe they want to say as all. Also, in all the Welsh government and everything else, they're saying that they are accountable to the people of Wales. Right, so let's test that. And the reason I did the complaint, because for some reason, not quite sure why, I didn't quite believe it. So I got a reply, and the bloke who did it was this bloke called David Richards. So I had a quick look at David Richards. I always like to do a bit of research on people where possible if I think there's something odd going on. Right, my instincts might be correct. So, he is current director of Welsh Government, he says, and according to this, he's a director of propriety and ethics. But on this one, the other page comes up, is governance and ethics. Any difference? Don't know. But he started in the civil servants, from what I can tell, and looking at this, at 1979. So we cut the bloke in half, civil servant all the way through. So anyway, as I'm going through looking, I then found this little bit of a video. And it looks like he was doing some sort of talk to people, and from what I can tell, the poster on it says that Academia Wales. Don't know what that is, don't really care to be honest. However, let's see what he has to say when it comes to things about, I don't know, how people should be made accountable. So, let me play the clip. It's a short clip, but I will put a link in the video, in the description should I say, so you can actually click on it because it's about an hour. But I have downloaded it all just in case it disappears. Yes, that's me.
So we have a responsibility. One of the things I'm just trying to say in this, and we have a responsibility to use taxpayers' money properly as well and to live up to our principles of public life. And things get in the way. When I go around doing this talk, I talk about monsters and trolls, and the trolls that actually get in the way of good governance. And the first one is this, it's arrogance. It's arrogance, arrogance. It is the frame of mind which says, I am so important in this organisation, I'm chief executive, I'm in charge, that the rules don't apply to me. All you people down there, you ought to keep the rules, but they don't apply to me because I'm important and senior.
So let's take all this at face value, is that he, in his opinion, is saying that everybody else has to follow the rules. Whether or not you're a senior person, you are the CEO of an executive, or let's just say the leader of the Welsh Government. That's a senior post, isn't it, I'd have said. And he sort of basically goes on and say that he's seen many people lose their jobs. So take it at face value that he believes all this. Now I've watched his full video, and he goes lots of things about honesty and the rest of it, and he acknowledges it can be quite tricky to do because there's a lot of pressure applied. But he sort of does say overall that we are accountable to the people. Right, so let's have a look at a bit of a refresh. So my complaint, formal complaint, was basically around this issue in the bold text, and I will read it out. This is what the First Minister said. We were literally getting to the point where we couldn't run committees. Right, she's saying there we couldn't run committees. So a committee collapsed, a committee finished, a committee didn't run, a committee didn't carry on, and the reason is if someone went to the toilet it then became inquirent. Right, that is her words, not mine. And I picked on this particular aspect to complain about because it's not nothing to do with me, it's not my interpretation, it's not my opinion. It's what somebody else has said, which in normal circumstances you'd think that'd be a slam dunk, wouldn't you? You've got the person, you've caught them. So this is what he said, this is what told David said here. The First Minister did not state in her interview. Right, So he's saying that what she said, never existed. He then goes on to say that the committees are being inquired. She never said any of this, but she did. There's the wording. So what already we've got is, we've now got some sort of credibility issues with David here, because what she said, he's saying didn't exist. Yeah, clearly it did exist, because that's what she said. But he's hoping for some reason that I am that numb or that stupid that I can't see that. Now, the only thing I've ever seen around this is, excuse me, is it's becoming more prevalent, where we look at something and we say, well, that's happened, and other people say, mainstream media, and even politicians say, no, you're not looking at it right, or you're thinking about it wrong. Well, unfortunately, the facts are in front of us, so we know what was said. And it goes on to say, and then he does his own, in his own view. Now he's offering an opinion. Now he's a public servant, and he can't even now understand what facts are in front of him. So what does this tell us about the civil servants? The civil servants, when we actually vote these lot out, oh, excuse me, still got that cough. When we vote them out, we'll have to get rid of everything. We can't just leave any of this in place. So we have to go through it. We need people in there who are basically going to do Donald Trump. And they're going to go in and they're going to clear everybody out, because you cannot have a person who basically looks at facts and then say, these are not the facts, I got it wrong. Well, it's not me, I didn't say this. What he's literally saying is the First Minister didn't say what she said. I mean, you can't, it's like something out of some science fiction film, isn't it? And then he goes on to say, and I can't decide whether or not he's just rubbing it in now, to better serve the people of Wales. I don't know how that works, actually. So all this is to better serve us. So she didn't say what she said, and it was to make things better for us. Well, you're not doing any of that anyway. So at that point, I looked at it and I thought, before I do anything with this, I need to just ask for all the everything else. So I then asked for the, as you can see here, copy of the policy process and everything else, because I'm a bit of a process bloke, right? Because that's important, because then we can pick things apart, and that's process procedure. Now, according to this, and you can read what I've put there, just pause the video, and he then says there's no further process or procedure underlining what is in the code. So it's made up. It's made up. They'll do what they want with it, even though it's us funding it all, and they say they're accountable. This is a made up process. You will see that the code says the First Minister will decide how complaints are to be investigated. So she decided he was a fit bloke, as in fit and fully functional, and fit because he was an ethics bloke to deal with this. But he can't even see what's in front of his eyes. And then there's not an appeal process. So once any of us put a complaint into the First Minister, according to this, there's nothing we can do. So this just literally confirms that we are living in a tyrannical dictatorship. It's as simple as that. Now, we all suspected that, or even if you know it, this is literally now just confirmed it to you all. So I go back to what I've said already. So literally, when it comes to 2026, we need to vote for a party which is basically going to go through everything from the bottom to the top. Well, I'm going to say from the top to the bottom. But in my experience, what you need to do is you need to basically start clearing out anybody with the word manager in the role. Everybody else normally tries hard to do a good job. So anybody with manager in the role, you basically cull them straight away. You get rid of them, because you can't leave one in place, because literally they then start the whole process again. Because trust me, they're very well experienced at it. So I've not done anything as yet. I'm still sort of, I can't say I'm in shock, to be honest. It's what I expected. So, but I'm going to let you lot sort of suggest what I should do next with it. Now, leave it in the comments. But you have to be like decent and civil with it all. Otherwise, everything will just get cut from YouTube. I will delete it myself, because I don't want anything coming back to me. Right, thank you for watching. Have a good week, and subscribe. Remember, leave a comment saying, think about doing this next, and see what happens. Right, thank you for watching, and have a good day. Goodbye.